Hey everybody, I'm Lance. I'm creating a product right here on YouTube in real time. Literally everything from a concept in my head, which is this episode, kind of talking about ideas and how I work through them, all the way through actually launching the product on Kickstarter. And my goal is to raise at least $100,000 on Kickstarter. So I've done this in the past. I've actually raised over $2.1 million with my current product and my current company called Gravel. So this is something that's totally achievable, but I'm yet to do an electronic. So this is going to be a really fun process where we kind of both learn together. And even though I know a lot of different processes, how products come together, I will still hit hurdles, which you guys will hit. So should be a really fun process. First, I wanted to talk about what this current product will be. It's not going to be under the Gravel name. I'm going to actually do branding. I'm going to actually design the product and launch it all here. So getting over the pitch and kind of working into some of the content. This whole idea, this concept came, let me show you on, let me jump onto AliExpress, or let's just do, yeah, we can jump onto AliExpress. So this is a cool place. If you don't know what AliExpress is, this is a place that pretty much syncs you up with factories in China. My internet is being pretty terrible right now, so hopefully it works out for me, but you can pretty much link up with any factory that you want in China and get a product made and brought to you. AliExpress is cool because you can kind of do individual products, but Alibaba is its parent company, and that's where you can actually sync and order thousands of units, tens of thousands of units, whatever you want, depending on what you're doing. So for me, how this process came about was I was just scrolling Instagram and I got this ad for this like little tiny portable iPhone charger. It was just a pretty small battery. Let's see if I can but it was disposable, which is what I didn't really like. Disposable iPhone battery. So I'm just gonna put that into, let's jump over to screen mode over here. I'm gonna put that into AliExpress and see if anything comes up that was similar to what I saw. It was a little wood thing, and it actually looked really cool. Maybe I need to jump over to Alibaba right now. Figure out the other one so I don't have to retype it all. I probably spelled it wrong. Maybe that's why it's not showing up. It's disposable, not disposable. Anyway, if you watched all this, my screw-ups, this is a great time. Anyway, it doesn't really matter that much. It was essentially just a really small, their whole ad was, hey, you can literally make, this will bring you like a 1/4 phone charge on your iPhone. So when you're out and about, and it got me thinking, like, why are we carrying battery chargers when we travel to charge your phone like 8 times? Like, how often do you need that? The batteries on these phones last pretty much all day. If you're using them really heavily, they last half a day. Like, that's literally the minimum that they last. So why not have a really small battery of some kind that charges your phone one time? And I really want it to be fast charging, so that's the other annoyance of batteries, right? Is you're like, oh, I'm going on this trip, I better plug in my battery like 3 days beforehand so that it gets fully charged in time. And then even when you're out and about, they're usually a 5-watt charger, which is that's what the tiny bricks are for iPhones, and it's just so slow. So the new fast chargers for iPhones are a 30 watt. So I also want this to be a 30-watt charger, since it's obviously proven that that's not damaging to the battery. Because Apple sells it. So this will be a fast charging 30-watt charger. So it'll be 30 watts in, 30 watts out. So it should charge completely in under an hour. So those are kind of some of my goals. The main way that I saw this was I got that ad and I thought, cool, this is a cool idea. It's like a lot smaller battery than I've ever been like shown before, but I hate that it's disposable. So I want to figure out some kind of dock that I can plug into and then use it that way. So then kind of the next idea that I had was, I've sat on this idea for 6 months or so, something like that. And let me jump over to this overhead cam. And I haven't really done anything about it because COVID hit and this is kind of a travel product. But then once I saw the MagSafe come out, I was like, oh my gosh, I can apply the same concept to the MagSafe. So then I usually just grab my phone, I'll do a nice like simple outline. So here's the phone, right? So what do I want this battery to look like? So originally I was thinking like maybe I'd do like a battery down here that maybe had a little cord that plugged in or whatever. But since MagSafe came out, I was like, you know what would be really rad? If we literally, if this was like this is what the wireless chargers look like. It's like a coil charger. And then maybe have like a battery up here and a battery down here. And then this was all, let me see if I have a bigger pen right here. And then this was all in like, oh shit, it's toast. Anyway, this was all in like some big thing that's like really well designed, right? That has like some kind of little vents or something, right? It still has this port, so if you don't have a wireless charger for some reason, it still has like a port here that you can charge and plug in. Or even if you don't want it to be here, like if you just want to go a little bit faster, then you can plug in there, whatever. So obviously this is not just for the iPhone 12. This will be for all iPhones and all Android phones, because it'll just be a USB coming out and a wireless charger. Those are compatible on all devices. So that's kind of how, like, the first step, and that's kind of where I wanted to end this first video, was really talking about like how I conceptualized that idea, and then how I just start drawing and kind of slightly brainstorm what this is. At this point, I can start talking to friends, families, kind of see what the general consensus on this idea is. If really these issues I have with fast charging and with tons of chargers within the brick so it's super heavy, if that's a real issue, and if it is, which in this case I've done that already, it is an issue, then I can take this to the next step. So the next step, I'm going to be walking through kind of Alibaba. I'm going to start looking at batteries specifically. I'm going to try and see what's the closest thing to this that I can get, and I'll be documenting that process, how I organize those, reach out to suppliers, things like that. So keep an eye out for this next episode. It actually should be live right now. I'm posting these about the same time. So check out that next episode. Really excited about it. And don't forget to click the subscribe button. It's totally free, but it helps me out a ton, and that little thumbs up. So thanks again. My name's Lance, and I'm excited to have you along with this journey designing this stuff.